And we are live. Welcome to the Clydesdale Media Presents Meet the Athletes of the Semifinals. Before I get to my guest, I need to thank my sponsors. First and foremost, RX Smart Gear provides world-class jump ropes, grips, and other gear for us all. Use the discount code Clydesdale15 for 15% off your order at rxsmartgear.com. Mobility Movement, MVMNT, is a program that teaches you how to increase your capacity to heal, reduce recovery time, and restore your nervous system to peak health. Everyone gets a free 7-day trial, but our listeners get an additional month free when they use the code Clydesdale free month at mobilitymvmnt.com. And finally, C4 Energy, delivering the most effective, best tasting, and highest quality products for you. Get 20% off when you use code Clydesdale at checkout at C4energy.com. That's C4energy.com. And now to my guest, Chase Smith. Chase, how you doing?
Doing well. How you doing?
Well, first and foremost, congratulations on semifinals.
I appreciate that, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment and should be highlighted, and that's what we're trying to do here.
I appreciate that.
So, first I gotta settle something here because my research is conflicting.
Gotcha.
So I read something where you talked about 2015 being your first year.
Correct.
But the CrossFit lists you at regionals in 2013 and 14.
So 2013 and 14, I went team, but 2015 was my first year going or attempting to go as an individual.
Okay.
So yeah,
that is not how they have it listed.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless I read it wrong. I'm only doing like 50 of these this week, so I could.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all kind of just scrambling together.
Yeah. And so that year the teams did not do the rope climb, right?
No, that year, 2013.
Well,
I don't recall. 2014, no, we did have the rope climb. It was, I believe, a thruster rope climb descending ladder. And at the time, you couldn't, it was where you weren't allowed to put the barbell down. And if you did, you had to go down and complete more rope climbs. I forget what the reps were exactly, but it was rope climbs and thrusters. And it was pretty cool. You had to like actually army crawl underneath a wall in order to get to the rope climb. So it was pretty cool. And also we were outside at that time too. So just another experience by itself being outside.
So which were you up northeast?
I was. Yeah, northeast. I'm originally from New Hampshire.
All right. Yeah, I was at the Central East, and it was indoors at a basketball arena. But I do remember the army crawl under the wall, the plexiglass wall, and then having to do the rope climb. Yeah. The reason I brought up the rope climb is, CrossFit put out 2 events that everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And one of those came from the 2014 regionals.
Yeah, I remember that one. Being outside and just it was hot for those athletes. I remember it was also the year they did handstand walks, and the rope climbs were actually, I believe, the day after the handstand walks, and athletes were going to the medical tent with like hands just melted off and just taped up hands to complete rope climbs as much as they could. So, and then the following year there was no more outside events.
Yeah. So before we came on air, we talked about our friend Tom.
Yeah.
He actually put a comment in saying, "Dude is a savage." And he also said, "Be on the lookout for this guy, one of his biggest fans."
I appreciate that. He's a great dude, and I appreciate all the support that he's been giving me and staying in touch. It was really nice to get back in touch and jump on his and chat with him.
So you're OG, right? You're way back in the regional days.
Yeah, I guess I've been doing it since 2012. I've been kind of working out in CrossFit. I didn't really take it competing until the 2013, and that was my first year going to regionals. I spent like the whole year of 2012 and into 2013 just learning about CrossFit, and everyone was talking about the open, and it would just go one ear and out the other because I didn't understand it. So it was just a learning process for me. the whole time.
Yeah, I started in November of 11,
Okay.
and I didn't do my first open until 13.
Oh, yeah, I remember them just talking about it. They would count down the days, and I would just, be in the on the side, just like, yeah, I can't wait, but I have no clue what they're talking about. Just trying to be in the conversation with the group. But and then once it came, it was big eye opening for sure.
Yeah, I started CrossFit at 500 plus pounds.
Oh wow.
So me doing the open a couple months after I started was not probably in the cards anyway. But even in 13, there was no scale division.
Yeah. No, there was nothing like that.
Yeah.
No, it
So,
was either like you get to the set of rings and you just stare at them.
yep. Yeah. So that's when I jumped in 13, down a couple 100 pounds and getting
Nice.
after it.
Yeah. I remember that. That was the first workout was started off with like 50 burpees into 30 snatches, and then 40 burpees into 30 snatches, just a descending ladder.
Yeah. My submission video is still on YouTube.
Oh, really?
Oh gosh, it's horrible. Yeah. The gym I went to, we didn't snatch very much.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that's the first workout. And like my buddies and I went into the gym the night before we were going to do the workout and like practice snatching, like almost learning it the night before.
Oh, yeah. I know. I get it. I was just like muscling it up, manhandling, like no contact with the barbell, like pulling all with my right arm, and then just hoping for the best. Like, no, I same boat here. I didn't do any weightlifting until CrossFit, so I was definitely learning everything as I went.
Yeah.
And I actually
Good times though, right?
did it the night of. Oh yeah, I remember those days and just like killing yourself. But at the first, when I first did the open, so I did it the night of, not like thinking anything of it. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do the workout. And I remember like stopping with like 5 seconds left, and everyone was screaming at me like I killed their cat or something. It was they were so upset with me that I just stopped, and I had no clue, like I said, what it meant to get like those extra reps in the 5 seconds that I had. I was dying, so I just collapsed on the ground when I heard 5 seconds. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then as I started learning, the point system and the workouts mean something, and they get you to the next stage, and so as soon as I started learning more about it and kind of what it meant to everybody in the community, I started kind of dialing into it and taking it a little bit more serious.
So in 2016, you were one spot away from the games.
2016, yeah, actually, 2016, I tied for the games, and based on the tiebreaker, I lost based on the tiebreaker.
Was it your other highest finish?
Yeah, it was your highest finish. I think Alex had a second and I had a fourth.
That's got
But
to be tough, man.
it was, but at the same time, like I didn't expect to be in that position because of 2015. That was kind of like my rookie year intro, like get the experience, and then try to really push for 2016. But following training, kind of leading up to it, I ended up getting injured, so I had to withdraw in 2015. So I spent the whole year just kind of rebuilding, getting back to it. Did pretty well with everything leading up to it, and I was just kind of having fun with it, fun with training, and just ready for the experience. So going into the final day, it was a shocker to me, but I didn't let off the gas for sure. It was like, I guess looking at it was like 0.03 seconds where I lost, where that got me into that tie breaking position. So it is what it is. It happens. But not doesn't say it wasn't heartbreaking walking off the floor. But
Yeah.
I was grateful to be there. Like I said, it was devastating not to be able to perform in 2015, qualify and whatnot, and committed a whole year to that, to then not end up performing. So dedicating another year and really getting there for 2016. I already kind of accomplished that goal, and then everything else was just a bonus.
When 17 was heartbreak again, when you
Yeah,
were one of like the 80 athletes that tore a pec.
yeah, that was heartbreaking. That's probably the toughest and lowest part of my whole CrossFit career, whatever you want to call it, moment for sure. Just because it just happened like a flick of the switch. There was no warning. There was no like moment where I was like, wait, that doesn't feel right. I remember running back towards the rings after the set of 15 and just kind of had a smile on my face. because I felt great. I was doing really well, and I was about to take the event. And rep number 13, as soon as I locked out my elbows, I felt it, and I knew what happened, but I was almost kind of in shock at the same time. Is this really happening? Is it true? And I remember going back to the rings and attempting to try to just hop up, and there was just I couldn't. So that was devastating for sure, and a tough pill to swallow.
So now that you're back in semifinals,
Yeah,
all these years later, not all these, you're not that old, but
I'm getting up there. But
how much do you savor these moments now?
I would say I don't know. That's a really a tough question right now, because honestly, I didn't think I would ever be in this position again. And not saying, that's kind of a knock on me, saying that I don't think I could do it or get there, but I didn't have any light or sight on competing again. Honestly, I just moved to Texas and recently married, and then planning on a family and whatnot. So for the last 2 years, I've kind of taken the years off in a sense. No, and don't get me wrong, like I've worked out, I've trained, I like the high volume, I like the high intensity. I'm always trying to push myself as much as I can, but I've never had any sort of insight of like maybe possibly, really committing to the open and trying quarterfinals and pushing for semifinals, up until, yeah, my wife and I just had our first son, and we sat down, and I don't think she had any clue, that I wanted to as well, but I just had an urge, and I sat down with her and I just told her, my goals and what I think I'm capable of, and I truly think I can make a strong run, and I would love for her support. And without hesitation, she's just like, "What do I need to do? Like, what do you need from me? Tell me what." Like, she's my biggest supporter, number one fan. Like, she goes over and beyond, to support me and help me out with any sort of training conflicts, if it comes with times or just like stresses, in the house and finances and work and stuff like that. She's that person I can lean towards for sure. And I honestly wouldn't be in this position, if it wasn't for her. So I'm super grateful for her, and to give me the support and just kind of be there for me every day. Honestly, it's an amazing support system.
And I think that's what I'm getting at. Like in the regional days, you were by yourself. It was you. Now
Yeah.
you have a family that you get to share the experience with. You know, your son is going to see you.
So yeah, I guess I can see more on that side. Like that's what I'm looking forward towards, is because he's getting older. He's, I say older. He's 16 months. He'll be 17 months when we head out down there, and he's starting to kind of get more involved into what we do. It was just the other day where I'm trying to clean up inside the garage, and he's over here trying to take the clips and put it back on the barbell. So you can kind of see he's catching on, and he tries to get on the assault runner with me, and wants to crawl slash, walk, and wherever he can do at that point. So he's getting more involved in recognizing these things. So
And your wife's going to be there.
yeah, this is new for her as well. She's not used to kind of this level of competing in events. She's always worked out and loved CrossFit, but has never been like kind of heavily into the competition lifestyle. So this is also new to her, and she's super excited. Almost where she outshines me with excitement. So I can't wait, and she's gonna be my coach there basically. She's gonna have my coach's pass and be by my side the whole way through.
You bringing any other family and friends with you?
Yeah, my family's coming in. They're flying in from New Hampshire, so they'll be out there supporting me. My family, big support system as well. They love watching me compete, especially my brother. Other than my wife, I would say he's next on the list as my number one fan. I think he almost likes to watch me compete more than I like to watch myself.
That's great.
Yeah.
So the workouts came out today.
Yeah.
Did you take a peek?
I did. I kind of glanced at them a little bit, and I'm looking forward to them.
Do you think you'll test many this week?
I'll probably test out a few, mock versions for some of them, not go too crazy with the intensity wise, run through it 70, 80%, just kind of get a feel for things and what things would feel. Because yeah, testing is great and all, and it gives you a sense, but when it comes down to it, you have the atmosphere, you have other competitors side by side, you have a judge watching you and whatnot, and you have the crowd around you. So there's just so many different aspects of competing that can alter performances. So I don't try to get too wrapped up into like this is what needs to happen during my testing. It's just a dry run and just to get a feel for it. So when I have a moment, I've experienced it, I know what it is, I can adapt on the fly and just go with the flow.
Anyone in particular you're looking at to take a big bite of?
No, I don't have anyone in sight like that. I'm looking forward to seeing Jake again, Jake Marconi. He's going out there, and I'm looking forward to working out with him again side by side. And leading up to 2018, the last year of regionals, him and I were training together pretty often. So I had a blast working out with him. And honestly, I remember the first event, him and I just being side by side, and it was just like basically another training day for him and I. So I had a lot of fun working out with him and competing with him. So I'm looking forward to just seeing Jake as a friend.
Well, perfect time for the plug. We actually recorded an episode with Jake. It's a full podcast episode. It's coming out Monday.
Sweet.
So yeah. So I love Jake. Jake is, I think I could have sat and talked to him all night.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great dude, easy to talk to and super friendly, and can just keep a conversation going.
So Sunday rolls around, competition's over. What are you doing to celebrate?
Probably just kind of keep tradition how I normally do. Is just finding a pizza joint. That's my go-to, is just ordering a large pizza and eating it to my face, and I'll just allow my wife and son to kind of look on the outside. They can have their own. I kind of eat my own pizza. No sharing for that.
What are the toppings?
I'm a meat lovers kind of guy, for sure. And it will, depending on kind of what I'm in the mood, but meat lovers, or I'll go like a barbecue chicken, for sure. That's another one. A buffalo chicken is another go-to, or just the straight meat lovers. Those are kind of my three go-tos.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the buffalo chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight up pizza, I like just pepperoni, mushroom, and onion.
Okay, I can do the pepperonis. Yeah, that's kind of what I grew up on.
Yeah, not like when they curl up and then like cup the grease.
Oh, yeah, no. When you basically just pick it up and the pizza's 90% of the pizza is already falling off.
Yeah. Now my mouth's watering. Well, Chase, I want to thank you for jumping on. This has been awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate
I'm going to be back. So if you get an event win or win something, or if not, we'll catch up. But I'm hoping to get interviews as you guys come off the floor. So
okay. All squad, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, thank you, man. And good luck.
Thank you.